Today on UMTV News, another deadly campus shooting. We will bring you the latest on the tragedy at Michigan State University.
Plus, in the wake of tonight's spy-balloon incident, the U.S. is shooting down unidentified objects.
And later on, we will take you to one community celebration in Miami supporting higher education.
These stories and a lot more ahead on today's show.
And it all starts right now. Hello and welcome to a Valentine's Day edition of UMTV News. I'm Lauren Lennon.
And I'm Sophia Vitello. Thank you for joining us. Developing this hour, another mass shooting on a college campus in the U.S. 3 are dead and 5 injured at Michigan State University on Monday night, and the suspect also dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
We were there locked in the rooms, and the guys were telling us to run out the back doors as quick as we can and run for our lives. And I sprinted out there as fast as I can into the woods.
Fear and panic at Michigan State University Monday night. Police say a gunman opened fire after entering an academic building at Michigan State University before heading to the student union.
Acres dying in the whole
Officers went racing in as students poured out. Police found the bodies of 3 students in Berkey Hall and another at the student union. 5 other students were critically injured. The suspect, a 43-year-old man, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer says the MSU Spartan community is devastated.
We're all broken by an all too familiar feeling. Another place that is supposed to be about community and togetherness, shattered by bullets and bloodshed. We know this is a uniquely American problem.
One of the responding doctors unable to hold back his emotions. Police credit an alert citizen who recognized the suspect and helped officers locate him shortly after the photo was released.
We cannot thank the public and the community and the person who called in that report enough for being observant, for following our messaging, and for being vigilant.
Rosman says all of the victims were Michigan State University students, and the gunman had no known tie to the university. For UMTV, I'm Sophia Vitello. Officials say they have not identified a motive for the shooting yet. The attack is the 67th mass shooting this year, according to data from the nonprofit group Gun Violence Archive.
The Michigan attack came just one day before the 5-year anniversary of the mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. 14 students and 3 adults were killed in one of the deadliest school shootings in U.S. history on Valentine's Day 2018. Surviving students and families launched the March for Our Lives movement to bring awareness to the issue.
Parkland, Florida. I met every one of those families, spent time with them all.
Oh yeah, you did.
And a lot of you here have to confront violence in your communities every single day. We took a big step toward passing the most significant bipartisan gun legislation in 30 years. Ghost guns and other things, background checks, but there's a lot more work to do. And I'm committing to getting it done with all of you. Some of you know
The convicted shooter Nicholas Cruz was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Hurricane Ian hit Florida last September, and survivors are still feeling the effects. Now, 5 months later, many are still trying to get their lives back on track.
It breaks you, and physically, emotionally, you're drained, you're exhausted.
FEMA is assisting with funding. The company approved several of the survivors for temporary housing units, but it is unclear when they will be coming. Nearly 3,000 households have been approved for the units, but so far FEMA has only delivered 225.
VU Church in South Miami has a night event called Night to Shine to honor the disabled community. UMTV reporter Justin Walkney was in attendance Friday night and joined us live to tell us more. Justin?
Yeah, Laura, Night to Shine was back in person for the first time since 2020 due to the COVID pandemic. And let me tell you, the community showed up in a massive way with over 800 participants in attendance Friday evening for what truly was a spectacular evening. VU Church has been in partnership with the former Florida Gators quarterback Tim Tebow and his foundation since 2018, hosting the annual Night to Shine prom night to honor and appreciate those with disabilities.
Our pastor, he has a relationship with Tim Tebow, and he heard about this organization, the Tim Tebow Foundation, and about Night to Shine. He was like, we need to do it. And so we were like, let's do it.
Upon the guests' arrival, they made their grand red carpet entrance and were treated to limousine rides, a catered dinner, live music, and more in a night full of dancing, prayer, and love.
Individuals with special needs, they can sometimes feel inferior to other people, or they feel like, oh, they have a disability. And it's like, no, they just have a different ability. And so I think that this night reminds them that, like, hey, you're not different. Like, for us, Jesus is our message here at our church, so we want to remind them that they're loved.
And while this evening was really one to remember for everyone involved, this particular pair surely will never forget the moment their lives changed forever.
When I turned around, my brother comes to me and saying to me, will you marry me? Like, I said yes. It was 100% yes.
For Stephanie Varela and her family, it was a pleasant surprise when her longtime partner Luis Espinoza proposed to her.
I feel pretty amazing, but I think in my head when you proposed to me, it's like, I'm getting so emotional right now. I am very, very happy for him. I'm so happy.
It's been a very special night, needless to say, and he's a very special young man. And of course, she said yes. What can I tell you? He's a great guy, and I just want the best for both of them.
Through this event, Night to Shine aims to bring light and exposure to the disabled community, and Gina Varela believes this has had a massive impact on the community's growth.
I think that disabled children and adults have a lot more services today. I think people are including them a lot more. I think there's a lot more unity. So for the future, I see a bright future because they have so many opportunities now.
And of course, Luis and Stephanie are grateful and will continue to look forward to their prom night each year, together as life partners.
Thank you, Tim Tebow, for making this amazing event for us. Thank you.
And with this event going in popularity each year, event coordinators are hoping Night to Shine will be able to reach out to more local organizations to create partnerships in order to make an even bigger impact on the disabled community. Reporting for UMTV, I'm Justin Walkneen.
Story, Justin.
We will take a short break now, but when we return in just 30 seconds.
Find out why one unidentified object was shot down when it flew into a Canadian airspace.
Plus, an interesting way to get around on campus has become the hottest object to get stolen. All this when we return. Stay with us.
Right! No! Bro, but you're not even gonna do anything! Yes, I was! Yes, no!
Objects out of the sky this week, days after the U.S. military took down a Chinese spy balloon off the coast of South Carolina. Over Canada and Michigan. Many have called these objects UFOs, but one Michigan congresswoman said those are just rumors.
I have no reason to believe this is a UFO, and I noticed that the general's wording left open the door, so I know that's gotten all kinds of excitement.
Lawmakers were briefed today and assured the public that national security is not at risk and that the recent balloons were not an attack on America.
Wild animals are growing ill and dying as officials have forced to conduct a controlled release of the toxic chemicals that were still aboard an Ohio train days after a disastrous derailment. In the East Palestine area, these fumes are wreaking havoc on the local wildlife and their habitats. Animals affected include multiple streams of fish, herds of foxes, along with local chicken coops, all growing ill and dying. Though Environment Protection Agency officials monitoring air quality say there's no reason for concern, Ohio residents are not convinced.
And here on campus, if you ride a scooter to class, you may want to double check that your lock is secure before you leave it. Yesterday, UMPD issued a crime advisory after one man was arrested after stealing a scooter. UMPD is encouraging students who own scooters to register it with UMPD and announce that they will be setting up places for students to register their bikes and scooters. Once registered, students will get a U-lock to secure their scooters and bikes.
And on a brighter note, last night, students gathered on campus to celebrate one cultural holiday. Reporter Kayla Davis spent the evening at the event and joins us now live with details. Kayla.
Thanks, Fia. Last night, the University of Miami patio was lit up in bright red. Take a look at how many organizations of Asian descent on campus came together to celebrate one special holiday. The University of Miami Lakeside patio was decked out in red and white to celebrate the most important holiday in Chinese culture. The Lunar New Year marks the beginning of the lunar calendar and is a celebration of the arrival of spring in Chinese tradition.
The countries that celebrate it are a lot of East Asian countries, so like China, Vietnam, Japan, Taiwan. But we want to be as inclusive as possible to the Asian American diaspora. So we invited 10 multicultural orgs that are like Southeast Asian, South Asian.
The 15-day celebration is coupled with Chinese paper cutting decorations on windows to bring in good fortune, happiness, and push out evil monsters from ancient tales with a bright red color that resembles fire. Shopping in open air markets, hosting a reunion feast, and coming together with immediate and extended family are all traditions of the holiday represented at this event, but in a special way. The Asian American Student Association and the Chinese Students and Scholars Association are here tonight hosting their 11th annual Lunar New Year Festival to bring in the Chinese New Year. And students of all creeds on campus are here to learn and enjoy their culture. That's right. Students of all color got a chance to enjoy the Year of the Rabbit and learn from many different cultural backgrounds.
And just looking around, there's a ton of different people here from a ton of different backgrounds with one goal, and it's just to learn about the Asian culture. So I think it's amazing that UM was able to put on events like this and have a bunch of people come together.
Using a passport, visitors tabled with each org and played games such as Vietnamese roulette, Indian carom, learned of organization initiatives, and took pictures with Lunar New Year decorations. Culminating in a feast of Chinese food from Imperial Tea, sushi from Sushi Maki, and performances to bring over 600 people together.
It's community. This is what community looks like. This is what community love is. And so it's great to be able to like support one another.
And the Asian American orgs on campus did just that. The event had a successful turnout of over 600 students in attendance, and the Lee Kun-hung Lion and Dragon dance team had a special opportunity to perform for university students. They celebrated the Lunar New Year with traditional Chinese performances like martial arts and the lion dance that is said to bring in good luck and fortune. Reporting live for UMTV, I'm Kayla Davis.
A music event supporting a good cause.
And of course, it's Valentine's Day. Our team found the best love stories around the country. We'll be back after the break. Don't go away.
She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
For the first time, Greater St. Paul Church in Miami held a Jazz in the Grove event. The event took place in West Coconut Grove and was filled with food and good music. Our reporter on the scene at Greater St. Paul Church for an inside look and joined us now live with more. Ashley, tell us more about this event.
Thank you, Lauren. I got to be part of an awesome event here at Greater St. Paul Church that changes young people's lives. event in hopes of showcasing new musical talent, but this event also held a much more important cause.
Tonight's event is to raise funds for scholarships for students from our community. The students who attend our schools live in poverty. Many of them are on free or reduced lunch, and so it's challenging for them to afford to go to college after they graduate from high school. So as a community church and community pastor, community ministry, we want to make sure that we can help in any way that we can. Jazz is a part of our culture. It's a part of who we are. So why not bring back something that's true to us and something that I think our community can benefit from.
Okay. Over 5.
Recipient of the scholarship is reporting live for UMTV. For UMTV, I'm Ashley Valencia.
57th annual Super Bowl last Sunday ended with the Kansas City Chiefs taking home the trophy against the Philadelphia Eagles. The score was a super close 38-35, but many people were not focused on the score at all. Celebrity singer and business entrepreneur Rihanna returned to the stage, or should I say platform, to sing live after 7 years. Along with Rihanna's 13-minute-long performance, actress Cheryl Lee Ralph sang the Black national anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, to kick off the game. This game was the first time both women have publicly performed songs in years.
It's Valentine's Day, but instead of spending the day only loving others, why not spend the day loving yourself? One student organization on campus called COPE hosts an event alongside UM's Counseling Center every year that encourages students to rethink Valentine's Day. This year, the event focused on self-love. COPE invited students to write what they loved about themselves and why throughout the tabling event. The self-compliments were then placed on a mirror for everyone to see and reflect on the small things about themselves that they may take for granted. Students also made flowers and wrote cards of gratitude for themselves and for others.
Valentine's Day is focused often on romantic love, and so focusing on loving yourself, loving the people that are in your life, and also just prioritizing, like thinking about your mind and your body at the same time, and like focusing on how can you show yourself some appreciation and love this Valentine's Day.
COPE also gave self-care daily and not just on Valentine's Day. If you missed COPE today, don't worry. They will be hosting several more events, including their spring break staple event.
I think that's really awesome we're talking about counseling, because I feel like a lot of students here need therapy. I do.
And also important to self-love on Valentine's Day,
Exactly.
not just love others, but yourself as well.
Exactly.
And Fia, it's just not Valentine's Day without baby animals.
I couldn't agree more, Lauren. And check out these otters sharing the love today. These otters are at a New Hampshire aquarium that are painting Valentine's Day cards for hospital patients. So sweet. They're called Ottergrams, and 5 special furry friends worked tirelessly to send out the love to as many patients as they could. Oh, that's so sweet.
That is the cutest. Also, that is amazing. Otters could do that.
I wonder if we can get a baby otter and paint with them.
And paint.
Maybe we can find a zoo
Sip
in Miami.
and paint with otters.
Sip and paint with otters. And we could talk about therapy sessions.
Yes. Well, from us at UMTV, here's a special thank you to Harry, Teddy, Peanut, Jelly, and Sacco.
And speaking of otters, Miami Zoo got some new babies this week. 3 newborn otters. Zoo Miami says the North American river otter pups all appear healthy. The otters aren't yet on display for visitors as they grow up in the care of their mom, Xenia.
And these babies are as small as they are cute. They weigh about 150 grams. Congratulations to Xena. We can't wait to watch these babies grow up.
Okay, I'm going to the Miami Zoo.
Oh, really?
Are you coming?
I'll be there.
I'm
I'll
going
be there.
right after that therapy session.
Oh, yep. Right after that self-love session.
From all of us here at UMTV, here's a special thank you to Harry, Teddy, Peanut, Jelly, and Sacco. Again, we just loved watching you guys. We love otters.
Love the baby otters.
I love the baby
animals
otters.
Always have a place in our hearts.
Yes.
Well,
otters. That's all the time we have for tonight after looking at plenty of otters. I really enjoyed the Otter Show.
Yeah, and we'll be back next week with maybe more otters, but also more UMTV news. Have a happy Valentine's Day.
And we will have more otters next week.